Greetings, gentlemen, it's the Shaman. I want to say what's up from Croatia and have a little chat to you today about getting unstuck in life. Because if you're the kind of person who's ever felt stuck in life, felt stuck in loops, repeating same old patterns, not knowing how to get anywhere, well, it's okay, because all of us have these moments in life. We have plateaus, we have difficulties, we have invisible barriers, unconscious habit patterns, beliefs, fears, parts of ourselves that are holding us back. We could call them shadows, we could call them, splits in our personality. The truth is that it's okay, because you can start to transform these things. You can become aware of what's been holding you back, and you can start to reset your mind, and you can start to build a path moving forward. Now that in itself is a pretty amazing possibility, that you're not just stuck in loops forever. As a matter of fact, you can change, you will change, when you know what to do and what the process of transformation is really all about. Now, how do we do that? Well, we need to start to go through a series of steps. Number one is to become aware that you're aware. Number two is to recognize that you can start to pay attention to the things that are actually happening inside of you, your thoughts, your feelings, your reactions, AKA your symptoms. How do you know that you got an issue? How do you know that things are not flowing? How do you know that you ain't happy? Now that's becoming symptom aware, because symptoms are a really important thing to pay attention to. Number two is to start to move on from symptoms and then start to recognize what's happening with these symptoms. Where do they come from? What are the triggers? Is it something that you're exposing yourself to? Something that's happening from the world around you? Is it food that you're eating? Is it the environment? Is it something that's causing you a stress when you're trying to do a certain kind of activity? It's a trigger, right? So you've got symptoms, you've got triggers. Next is to start to become aware of the process. This is where you start to get into the fine details of understanding your inner game. This is exactly the stuff that I love to work with people. What are you thinking? How do you talk to yourself? What are you feeling in your body? What's the sequence? What's the strategy? How do you break that down? And this can become a little bit deep and complex to a degree, and we can get lost if we're not careful into all this strategizing, all this mentality, all this intellectualization. And you can go off on these rabbit holes of thinking and exploring and building philosophies for a long time when you get caught up in the process level, because process can be very intricate. And as humans, we're very complicated creatures. We really are. We have a lot of different sophisticated things going on inside of us that we need to learn how to understand. So the important thing, though, is to recognize there is a process going on, and you can break that process down. And ultimately, what is the process? The process is that at some point in your life, you learned something that wasn't the best way of doing it. You learned something, an assumption, a fear, an insecurity, something that wasn't really complete in the way that you were seeing the world, and it left you in a position of being more or less frozen, more or less stuck, more or less in a loop of not knowing what to do in your life to really help you to move forward. The interesting thing about this is that you can start to get cognizant of it. You can bring your mind into awareness, and you can start to hold space for it. You can start to be aware of it. You can start to do inner work that will start to expand and heal and develop the types of consciousness that will help you to feel contained, to feel supported, and ultimately to move through the process of learning capabilities. Capabilities to think and operate and create and be the kind of person that you really need to be so that you can move forward in your life as a whole human being. So this is the work. This is the work of growing up, showing up, cleaning up, and becoming your whole self. And this is something that's becoming increasingly popular these days. It's something that I've specialized in for the last 15 years, is really getting into your personal story, getting into the personal story of the people that I work with, and really understanding what's going on for you. How can I specifically help you? How do we understand your history? How do we understand your process? How do we understand your goal? How do we understand the actual specific techniques and ways that are going to help you to be able to get to that end result? And that's where the cognition, the power of understanding the problem and moving beyond it is super powerful. Because the truth is that you're not just one intelligence, you're three intelligences. Do you know what your three intelligences are? You've got IQ. Everybody knows about IQ. Your intelligence to be able to solve problems in an intellectual kind of way. You've got EQ. Also an interesting one, the ability to feel feelings, understand feelings, empathize with others, process emotions, understand how to create relationships and how to navigate through relationships with good communication and empathy. And then you've got CQ, creative intelligence, your ability to create possibilities and solutions inside your life with your creativity. And you need all three. Now, creative intelligence will help you to be able to reorchestrate and reorganize your life in various levels of emotional intelligence and your intelligence, your intellectual intelligence. Now, why do I say all this? Because these frameworks are what you need to be able to move from chaos to order, from some stuckness to some freedom, from feeling conditioned in a feedback loop of limitation into a dynamic space of possibilities. Now, I want to offer you an opportunity here today to do exactly this work for a beginning of absolute free of charge. You can start this work today, basically for free, once you sign up below, and you'll get yourself an assessment, a very important assessment, a personality assessment, an ebook that will give you guidance and support. It's very clinical, it's very scientific, it's very well founded, so you can understand how these things work, how your personality develops, how you get stuck, what you can do about it. And when you're ready, an assessment call with me where we'll go through exactly what's going on for you, how I can help you, and what the steps moving forward look like, whether you work with me or not, that will give you a very good context of possibilities. Now, this is something that I've specialized in for 15 years, working with people in a very dynamic way, helping men and helping people to be able to transform their lifestyles, their mindsets, their relationships, and understanding who they are in the world so that they can be more effective at getting what they really want. So if you're interested in that, if you'd like to learn more, click the link below, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. This is the Shaman saying peace, and may all your dreams come true.